Hey there, welcome back guys. In this video we're going to be testing out the Garmin RCT715. We're going to install it on the bike and see how it goes. We have a dash cam in the front. If those of you who have been following me, I've had this for a few weeks now, but I just haven't installed it until now. So without any further ado, let's get started. Let's test this thing out, see if it does everything we wish it could do or can do. So come. So this is it right here. Pour it out of the way so we can follow along. Again, this is the Garmin Varia RCT715. A lot's changed. I did have a look at it online, and the only downside I found was that the quarter mount is not the same. So if you recently bought one of the the previous versions of their tail light slash cameras, it's a little bit of a bummer because you can't swap them out. Like, oh, maybe I'll use this camera when this dies, this one when that dies. No, it doesn't work that way. You're pretty much going to need two of these if you want to use the same mount. But we'll test it out and see. Hopefully we'll be able to put one light a little bit lower as a plan B, because if you're a long distance cyclist like me, it's not going to be ideal for you. It might. You just have to decide when you turn it on and have backup lights. I have a lot of backup lights on my bike because I do long distance rides that sometimes run into the night, and especially in the fall where it's darker, I'm not going to rely on this. This one's going to be more of an experience for me, rather than my designated go-to light. So short on them. This thing's really closed up tightly in there. So here it is right here. See, no more quarter mount. It's sort of a strange, I don't know what it's called, but if you do know the name of it, leave it in the description. There's an SD card in there. It comes with one, but we're going to install our own. We'll see what else it comes with. It does have a USB-C to USB cable. I don't need that one since I already have one on my machine. Little instruction manual, we'll look at that. I actually have a PDF online that you guys can download if you want the link directly to see if the specs will work out just right for you. And then it comes with everything you see here. Wow, a lot of stuff. I thought it was just going to come with, so you have this. I guess this is if you have that particular seat post, right? I'll go over all the seat posts because this way you guys can see whether or not, most likely it'll work with any bike. We have this one, okay. This one says 73 degrees. For those of you who are wondering, if you have a 73 degree, if you have a 74 degree, it's really narrow, probably like a time trial bike or something. I'm not a fan of the rubber band technique to hold up like a $500 camera. These I've used on my sensor. Cadence sensor. I'm not sure, so this could go on like that. Our last experience, the rubber bands were so short on my bike that I had to use the zip ties. But I highly recommend, if you're going to spend $400 on a camera, don't rely on rubber bands because they become weathered after a year or two. And this probably goes like this, like that. See? And then push it down and lock it. It's pretty robust. Like, I could see this being really strong. And then to take it off, that's why you can't use your previous mount, which is a little bit of a bummer. So we'll have to find, wow, how do we take it off? That space on the bike. See, and then we pull it out. So it like seats in. After you seat it in, wow, it's not coming out. If you crash your bike, it's going to be on there, like literally. See how hard that is to come out? And make sure you snaps up and then pull out. So make sure it's all the way like that before you seat it in, okay? Then put it in, and then once it's in, make sure, see, all the way around, you can see that it's in, and then now we pulled out like that. Again, a little bit of a bummer that I don't know if I have the space on my bike for all this. Like, I have something we'll have to move, maybe the bag. And there's an SD card in there. This will work. This is key for taking propellers off your drone. Voila. Whoops, don't break your stuff. But we're gonna install a 128 gigabyte card, okay? And we'll just open this one up. Move this guy out of the way. We'll need this key right here to open and close it again. It's hard to open, literally. Put that there. Break it. Just want to take see. Then now we got to open it from behind. Ideally, the default card's not going to work for me. Now that we've got it out, let's see what we have here. We'll probably keep the box and add it to our collection of boxes. So this slides like that. I wonder if this was a return. The card's in there. Anyway, that's fine. I could live with that. And then now, let's pull this out. Because you saw, we just unwrapped the whole thing. 16 gigabytes is what it comes with. We'll keep that spare. Oh, just don't leave it anywhere. If you have one of these, I got tons of these. Just put it in here for safekeeping so it doesn't get ruined. See? You could always push it back to open it, and to make sure it's locked, it will click. See that? Again, it should lift up, right? Like that. See, it pulls back, and then push it down, and then down again. Once it clicks, you know it's locked. And then we can put this one back on, match up the dots. So the water gets in if it's raining, and then voila, we're good to go. And then there's a power switch, the record button. There's a USB-C. Hopefully mine fits in there. Okay. So knowing that, moving forward, hopefully this is updating. We'll launch the this app right here, the Garmin app. Oh yeah, there we go. There, click OK. It's not showing up. Possible that it could be updating. Or, you know, it's doing something, and these lights are flashing. Does not look very good, but it should just do what it's supposed to do. I'm guessing it's updating something. But look, this is where it goes. This is nice because you don't have to worry about your, whatchamacallit, your zip tie slipping down or slipping up, similar to the experience to the last installation we had done with our previous light. The zip tie is sliding, which is for the quad lock. But look, there's these little holes. And if you like make a mistake, I'll show you how to undo a zip tie. So let's say you're like gonna put, oh, I'm gonna use this one. And then you realize, oh no, I don't want it there. That's okay. As long as you have something thinner, right? Take the soft part and then put it under it. So you pull that back like that. And then you go in and you feed it from underneath. And then the zip tie, the soft part, in like this, under the ridges. And then once you put it in, put it under, it'll push it down. See, watch. Push the sharp part in and then push and then pull the opposite way. So then what'll happen is, see, voila. Kind of neat, huh? But it's like you're pushing one way and pulling with the other. So it's a little bit tricky, but it can be done. So if you put it in a spot you don't want it, just either use the other zip tie or something flatter. Maybe I'll just sync it to the Varia app. Still flashing. It's okay if the Bluetooth connection is lost because we're connecting this baby right here. Devices. See, add a device. Hopefully it sees it. If not, we'll turn it off and on again. Just going to push everything to the computer so that you guys can follow along. There we go. I'll put it into portrait mode. So it seems like this is what we got. What happened there? Oh, do try again. Hold the power button until the LED status flashes purple and turns light on. Okay, it's possible we can't do hardwired until maybe because it's connected to the computer. It saw it. So let's plug this out. Okay. And then turn it on. See, it's purple. And then now if we go to the app, it's flashing, ready to bind, right? And then try again. There it is. It found it. Yay, connect it. And completing setup, pair it. So you can't connect it to the computer until you actually do the pairing setup from your phone. A little bit of a bummer. Not sure why that is. Garmin needs to fix that because not everyone has a phone, right? Not everyone has a smartphone. Some people have granny phones. One day I'll have a granny phone, a flip phone. Oh, nice. Then you get a little beep. Next. There go my two cameras right there, connected. Gallery and storage. You definitely want to erase and format the card. And this way, you know, things are designated to work just right for you. We just did that. And we have nothing in the gallery as of yet, but we will. You can always do it again. Like, I want to make sure it's really erased. And again, it comes with a 16 gig. You don't really need to buy one. You just set it to loop on record, and it'll just overwrite everything and anything. But when there's an accident, it'll purge that data into wherever it needs to go. A new version's available. Sometimes the latest and greatest isn't always the latest and greatest, but we can update it now. Let it update. Sweet. It's a fast update. Update in progress, flashing green and orange LED lights. Update successful. Red, update unsuccessful. So we don't want red. So you see the colors that we have here. Knowing that and moving forward. And then after this, we should be able to connect to the computer. Sometimes you have to shut this off and turn it on again in order for it to find itself, but it should be okay. It's really nice, beautiful light, really heavy, but you would think that for the size of this battery, you'd be getting more out of your rides. But it all depends on the settings that you choose. We'll leave this like this so that you guys can see. It's pretty straightforward and self-explanatory. Tips for installing, see that? So this part right here is on the left side, okay? And then now, let's see what the light settings are though. So you have 65 lumens, 21 lumens. So you have 20 lumens on solid mode, 8 lumens in Peloton mode, 21 lumens in night flash, 65 lumens in day flash. I would probably do 65 lumens in day flash. That's more ideal for me. You decide what works for you. Let's go here. Flashing, the device is in active pairing mode. Blue, the device is in smart mode and can be controlled and paired. Green, flashing, device is charging. Solid green, device is full. Flashing, the device is in lock mode, meaning flashing yellow, okay? And flashing red, the device has approximately 60 minutes. Well, that's good to know though, of battery life. And solid red, an error occurred. So you just don't want a solid red. And then we'll just point that way, not connected. Hey, we're connected, see that? And so there's 60 minutes left on this because we know it's a solid red, or less, right? Because we really don't know the exact number. Continuous default, that's fine. You can say on radar activity, but if you're in Manhattan, you're gonna have so many clips. So, you decide what works for you, and then off, right? Recording disabled. So for me, I'm gonna do continuous because I usually do a lot of short rides during the week, like 10, 15, maybe 20, and longer ones on the weekend. And then you have video quality. For sure, you want 1080. 720, I don't even know why they offer that. We did a review on the other Garmin, and the lowest res was not the best. It's created an experience. You could say that's the car that hit me, but you want the 1080 because you can say that car with those plates. See live camera preview, but there's nothing there. We'd have to connect via Wi-Fi. Hopefully we don't get dropped because remember, we're connected to the phone, hardwire to the computer. See, and there you go. There's nothing in the library except me in real time. So that's really cool. Wow, that's pretty bright. Oh yeah. Oh my God, that's brighter than my current Garmin. Wow, look at that. Oh wow, this is good. Wow, that's, yeah. I wonder if you can adjust the intensity. So then we have here, that was live camera incident recording. That's fine. Make sure you have that active, and then data overlays. I'm a big fan of the data little overlays. It tells you the speed and date and time, similar to the other Garmin experience. Speed overlays, that's fine. Kilometers, we want miles. I definitely want miles. And that's it. You want a radar threat mode. This turns on to enable a special flash pattern on your tail light when a threat is detected. Wow, that's really, you like that because you want other drivers to be aware. And the bright light is pretty intense if you ask me. You don't need Vault. Vault is a membership, I mean, I guess if you lost it in the river or the crash, fell off and got run over, you'd lose everything. But it's a secure mount. But you can get Vault, and you can, it's a monthly fee divided into 12. I think it's $99 a year. User warnings, and then that's it. And now you are, oh wow, look, see, this is how it would work. You would see a car, but wow, oh wow, you saw that? If you want to activate your lights like this, you can standby off. So now we have solid, which is high, Peloton. If you're riding with a group, it's moderate, I guess, so it's not distracting if you're drafting, right? Then you have night flash, which is really nice, sort of. Yeah, pulsates. And then for me, I would probably be, I'm a big fan of the day flash. So I'll run my day flash in the middle of the night just to keep those drivers alert and aware, and then standby or off. The hours vary and depend on which mode you're in. But here we go. Here's our cheat sheet that we're looking for. Battery life, right? So it'll take about 5 hours to charge from your computer and 3 hours to charge if you're using a power supply. I'm not sure if you have a 160 watt charger or more wattage on your charger, whether or not that speeds up the process. In most cases it does, and it should. And then you have your power button, which is right here. That's your power. And this is record. So anytime you want to hit record, just press that button. And that's pretty much it there. But let's check out the different options and different modes that might work just right for you. Up to 6 hours, again, in solid. We want the highest ones. 10 hours in day flash. Wow, so that's pretty good. Oh, with the camera off. It's like the iPhone. You want the best battery life, but in order to get the best of your battery, you got to turn all the features off. Kind of defeats the purpose, right, of having a dash cam on your rear end. So you'll get, what about the camera on? So if you're in 1080, the best, right? In solid mode is going to be 4 hours. Peloton mode, well, I want the best. I want 6 hours. So to get 6 hours, I'm going to be in 1080p recording and day flash. Wow, so that's good. So that's great. This might last a longer ride for me because that's about, what I'm running on a nice Saturday, between 6 and 7 hours. So yeah, knowing that moving forward, we'll put it in the mode that we actually want it to be in. Too bad you can't adjust the modes from here. You can always do it from your Garmin too. For me, it's going to be definitely not high. Moderate for Peloton. See, this is for Peloton. Moderate, really nice, so you're not flashing when you're drafting. And then you have night flash high. See, my night flash is just pulsating, right? I guess, and for me, I'm going to run it in daylight flash. That's what I'm a fan of. And then you'll set it. I'll show you how to set it to your Garmin so that you can. It'll just turn on and off automatically. Sometimes you have to reset it, like sync it again, but you shouldn't have to. And then again, off. We'll leave it like that, okay? And then voila, we'll do it again on the bike so that it stays on. We'll put this on and take it for a spin. So come. All right, so we're back outside. We're gonna set everything up. You're gonna need an Allen key wrench to remove your previous Garmin or whatever light you have back there. We'll just remove that really quick with the key, but no key is required to install the new one since it actually installs via a zip tie. If you're lucky, you'll be able to lower your light and then, keep the previous one on there. But in my case, I don't have the real estate, so it's actually gonna have to come off. We'll just take that and that should come off. So we'll put this, keep your screws in case it doesn't fit. It's been years, this one's been on there for a long time. So as you can see, it's really seated on there. But that's this one. Gonna miss it, but the battery on this one hasn't been optimal. It's only been lasting 2 or 3 rides. So this is it right here. As you can see, we're just gonna do like a test mount. See how it mounts. So we kind of lose a little bit. That seat, the bag's gonna have to come up a little bit, but for me, that's low. That's really low, but definitely good in that sense. As you can see, right there. And then you decide if you want the zip ties left or right. It does have 3 zip ties, but honestly, 2 should be ideal. Get 1 in there, and you can adjust the other one accordingly. I think that's good right in there so that it's really tight, but I just don't want it. Yeah, I think that'll work. You don't want it moving, that's the other thing. You could reinforce it with the rubber band experience. Like if it's too loose, then it means it needs to be pulled some more and then bring it in. So then do the same thing with the other one, pull it like that. If you can pull it, it means it's too loose and it's spun around, and then pull it so that it's in. Now, oh yeah, that's so much better. So now, you see we pulled it, or we whipped it around. kind of worked a little bit, but it's not moving. I just turned it on a little bit. Maybe that third zip tie might do some justice in there. Feed that one through and then let it spin around. You see? You could pull it so that from the middle. This is the third one. And now, yeah, so ideally you will use the 3. And again, remember, depending on your bike, here you have the 73 or 77 the other way, depending on your, on your bike. And then you have here, that one, and then you have this one. You decide which one you want, but the one by default works right for me. 1, and you got 2, and 3. Then make sure they're set before you actually, in position the way you want them to before clipping them. And that's pretty much it. Let's take this thing for a spin. It's mounted on there nicely. Use the zip ties. The bag kind of photobombs the video, but I might take everything out of the bag and put it into the frame bag, which would be ideal. But if you have a bag, you should be able to put your light on there. Clearly, not a lot of thought went into this. So I would recommend using the rubber band feature first, and once you have the light the way you want it, then I would use the zip ties. But you can always remove the zip ties the way I showed you earlier. The light's pretty bright. The video is pretty good during the day. As you can see, I'm just heading back, testing it out. I just want to get my bearings and see how it works. You get a notification right there. As you can see, there's a car behind me, and there it is. I couldn't really see the plates, as you can see. Sometimes you can when it's really bright. So on a clearer day, you can definitely see the plates. But as the sun begins to set, good luck with that. But again, when it's beautiful out, all your video will be crisper and clearer, and that's the disadvantage of 1080p. But as you can see, it's just great. It provides a false sense of protection if something does happen. But look how bright it is. Managed to put it out in the night and take it for a spin. Managed to get out earlier, around 9:30. Usually my rides are around 10, but I got lucky this time around. And as you can see, from a distance, I'm not going to say he came from nowhere. You just have to watch your battery and make sure it's well maintained. As right about here, there's a car coming. It says vehicle approaching. This is from the phone. The phone actually shows you a car, but on your Garmin device, see, and then the car will just go in front of me. As I was saying, in the Garmin device, it's going to show you a little bleep, a little dot, which is kind of cool. It would kind of neat if they actually updated it and put cars on all the Garmin devices, so you could see a car coming. And right about here, further down, see, it can detect the cars from pretty far away, which is great. And it'll tell you another car is coming. As you can see right about now, there's one behind it. And I think the other one is behind it is going to turn, and as it turns, it slows down. So it kind of like watch the car behind it. I can see it's slowing down because it sees me and it's waiting for me. Because again, you can't see the license plates, but it's all right. And then as he turns, he disappears into the shadows. I like that. And then there's another one right here, vehicle approaching. And you can see the light reflecting off the signs in the back too, which is phenomenal. And you want that buffer. It'll just like give you that extra space you need. Like, oh no, there are 2 cars behind me. Maybe I should pull over to the side a little bit. Maybe I should go a little faster. So that safety feature is there because, again, it's going to tell you there's a car behind you, and then you have to decide whether you want to speed up, slow down, move more to the left, move more to the right. And the footage isn't so bad. It would be nice if we could actually see the plates clearer, but a dash cam's a dash cam. At the end of the day, it's going to do what it was meant to do, which was record the video in the front and in the back of your cycling adventure. And then ride's about over. Finally made it back home. It's nice riding in the night because there isn't a lot of traffic, so you kind of have the roads to yourself. I'm just going to come back and test out the footage and then maybe go to Home Depot in the morning and get some more zip ties. I want to try mounting it a different way so that I can keep my bag on there. Ideally, you shouldn't have to take your bag off because the camera is photobombing, or maybe you might not even be able to fit anything. Kind of neat, huh? Help shine away in the middle of the night. A little disappointing because you can't see the plates. You would think that you could, but it does. It's really bright and will make you visible. And also, look on the side. I didn't realize that it had lights there too, so vehicles can see you if they're coming from the other direction. And you can't say you came from nowhere. It will record. You don't need a Garmin to actually have the full experience because you could use your phone, which is great. The battery life, 6 hours on the settings that I have. There's a link in the description where you can go and see whether or not this will be optimal for you for those long distance rides. If you do long distance rides, you're going to need a backup light or a charger. But remember, it takes about 3 hours to charge. On probably a really good charger, and I don't see myself carrying a charger that weighs as much as this thing. I would say it's there, but not really there, only because of the fact that 4K would be ideal, and having a dash cam when recording footage when you're in a wreck, ideally you want to capture the plates, especially if there's like a hit and run. But during the day, you're covered. During the day, it's great. They can see you, and you can see them, and you can definitely get the plates. It's 1080p. It'd be great if there was 4K, but again, it's not there yet. Probably the next model, when they decide to push that one, or maybe someone else will come out with that model. But other than that, it's pretty good. And hope that this video helped you. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below, or ideas for other videos. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you all next time.